Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. And I have a kind of a story to tell about how I got I got here to this point. It all started when I got this paper, which is a photoplay paper from the Oh What a Beautiful Day collection. And this paper is called Be Happy. And I love it, both sides of it actually. But I wanted to know how to use the kites, and I just kind of wanted some ideas. So I went to Pinterest, and this was a couple months ago. I went to Pinterest and found this. This is not at all what I was looking for. I was actually going to refine it and go to scrapbook pages. I wanted to know some cute way of using kites, because there was a sticker on the sticker sheet that came with this of a kite, and just some things like that. But I saw this, and it has this ceiling of like a shade ceiling made of kites, and that reminded me of a photo from years ago when John and I took Ava and her then stepbrother to Chattanooga, to the Children's Museum, and there was a shade structure made of umbrellas. And so I went out and found the photo and kind of had it handy in my photo albums with an idea to use it, you know, for this and for an upcoming Off the Board. And as it happened, a couple nights ago, I made some page kits out of the remains of my Scrap Backwards kit. And if you haven't heard of Scrap Backwards, it's a group that Adam Westwood, Scrappy Adam, and I started on Facebook a while back. And the concept is that you choose your embellishments first and then go back and kind of put together your page and then pick the photo instead of everything being built from the photo. So I built this page kit, and the page kit had this piece of paper, and I actually plan to use it on this side, probably facing this way with the lines going up and down. And I put in that kit, I put the sticker sheet that has a few things left on it, this cut apart sheet that came with the collection, in my Mind the Scrap kit. My kit is built off of, my Scrap Backwards kit was built from remains of old Mind the Scrap kits. And then I had a couple of these sheets from the 6x8 tablet from Spectrum Sherbet. I had this triangle cut for a previous project where I'd used the other three sides of it. I just kind of threw it in, not knowing whether I'd cut a little piece off of it or what I was going to do. And then I had this that was left over from another project. I think I used it on this side. And I had this paper that I kind of threw in as a wild card. And I have this little scrap of pink from a previous project. It was actually part of a different page kit, but the color goes, so I thought I might throw it in here. And I have this piece from which I thought I might fussy cut some kites, but I actually found on the cut apart sheet, I found a kite I liked better. It's this one that has all the flowers on it. So I just fussy cut one because it took me half an hour to fussy cut that. I fussy cut the gold flowers from there. And from this paper, I fussy cut some flowers and leaves. I have a couple tickets that were in the kit. I fussy cut some butterflies from the cut apart kit. I have this gold heart that seems to be floating around on my desk. It has a companion that I used on an earlier layout, but I could not for the life of me find this one until I went searching through. And just for the heck of it, I threw those in. So let's see what I can make of all this. I'm not going to use any more from the cut apart sheet, so I'm going to put it aside back into my Scrap Backwards kit. This is too big to mat. I don't need all of it to mat the photo, but I am going to mat the photo. Now this photo is just a stand-in for when I get some ink for my printer, but I will print it the same size, so I want to cut the mat to the same size, and I just want a very narrow border there. And I think I'm going to try to use that triangle of scripty text. That is from a, I guess that's from Sweet Rush. So let's see how this might all come together. And put the sticker sheet over here for reference. But my main embellishments will probably be from there. I don't know what I'm going to use this for. Maybe as a second mat for that. Ooh, I like that a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Okay, let's do this. And I want to put it so that some of that scriptiness shows, but a little of that yellow comes out. The floral pattern on here obviously isn't in the same ballpark as the other florals that I've cut. Ooh, and that makes a nice, that'll be nice for another page. So I'll put that in my scraps. Okay, now I think the first thing I'm going to do is mount this on here. And it doesn't seem to be straight. I'm going to kind of put it on here, and then I'll trim off the part that I need to. Okay. And I'll go back over here. See all those pretty kites. I hate to not use them, but I think that using that as a background kind of scares even me. And I did not want to fussy cut. Fussy cutting the tails out of this is something that nobody of my age and with my level of arthritis should ever tackle. So I love fussy cutting too. I hate that it's difficult. Okay, so now I'm actually going to pull this up because I want this under it. I want it to be pointing to inside the circle there. I'm gonna kind of do that to hold that down. And maybe I'll have it pointing to inside the photo. Of course, I put my adhesive to, what's that here? I want to use this kind of up like so, and I want to have this barely peeking out. So what I'm going to do is cut, actually maybe I'll tear this. I've already done one of those peaky tears that I don't like. I don't like that at all. So let's try another tear. Okay, and now I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And tuck it under there. I want it to come down below this piece, but not below that piece. And I don't know why. I'm probably going to embellish over that, but we'll see. Now, if I mount this kind of in the middle there, this is pointing at it. And so I really don't need any foam. I've got enough, see, that puts it right in the middle of that circle where you can see the circle around it. I didn't want to cover up that whole circle. I like this maybe right there, and I do want foam on it. So let me pull out a long length of foam. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to use a little bit down at the bottom. And I'm hoping that the ceiling of umbrellas there is enough of a nod to my okay, you know what I'm doing is I'm gluing down that photo, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put the backing back on here, and I'm going to let it adhere. I'm going to fold that back. What I have to be able to do is pull this picture up and put the good one down. So I'm going to put it right here, and then when I put the good photo printed with fresh brand new ink, that will be there. So now I have all these things. I'm going to kind of work them in. Since it was a museum and we had to buy a ticket, I really like this idea that says, this says Ticket to the Future, and the other one says you can be anything. So I'm going to staple them together. And it was it's a kids museum, so it was filled with all kinds of science exhibits and fun things for them. And let's see, that was in 2014, so Ava would have been 6 and she's 14 now. So I'm gonna kind of put that right there, and that should be able to stay. My kite reference, I want to be sure to get in there. I'm going to use What's the Buzz as my title. So I might put that right there, or I could put it here. And I can embellish, I can use a lot of those embellishments around the title. So I may, I like that this says do all the things, that part is readable. Okay, I like that there. And I could kind of let that kite be there. So let's put a little bit of that. Where did my big strip of foam tape go? Have I used it all? Oh well. It's stuck to me. That's where it always ends up. I had a piece a while ago. I was eating lunch and I felt something on my arm and checked, and sure enough, it was a piece of foam tape. And I'd had it on long enough that by the time I took it off, it had no stickiness left to it at all. So I'm gonna put that there and let that kind of be free there. I want to have this. I want to use this, but it has two rough cut edges. So, oh wow, that works perfect. I am shocked. I'm just gonna put the glue in the middle part and let this go under here. And that go around there. Oh wow. And then I can always put one of these butterflies over, that's what I thought I'd be doing, is putting something over the cut edge. And wait, I can't have that on the photo. I keep having to remind myself. So I'm gonna put it more, I'm gonna put something else there. Let's do something smaller, like this guy. I'll take the glue off the photo. I forget that I have to replace that photo. I'm gonna put that right there. And then I reserve the right to, when I do get the photo, of course, it'll be after any of you sees it. Oh, I don't know. The ink should come in today, but it should have been here Saturday. And it wasn't. So let me do something like this right there. And I'll do that on the mat, and the mat is staying even when the photo comes up. That hides the words for Buzz. Not gonna do that. Let's go behind that little heart, and we'll do that. I didn't want the heart to look like it was all by its lonesome there. Okay, I have this rather large teal flower, which I'm not seeing a lot of teal that needs to be picked up here, so I'm going to put that back in the bin. I do have this navy blue flower that I thought could go behind this as kind of a base. It would kind of make it stand out. So I'm going to use that. I'll put it so that it has some dimension. And I told you I was probably going to cover up that corner, and I am. So there. And then I'm going to put this on top. Kind of like that. And maybe have a little sprig of greenery coming out from it. I have a couple sprigs that I have tried to use or intended to use and didn't, ended up not using them. And they may be, the scale may be a bit large for this, although I could probably use that there and that there. Let's do that. And then I have to get some flare. For this, I'll let that overlap that ticket. There. And then I'll do this one. I think these are from an old Rosie Studio ephemera set that I had used most of. I can do a butterfly there. Let me put it on some of my thick foam so that it has some dimension and can kind of cross over that ticket. I'll put it like that. And then I've got another couple butterflies that I can use kind of right in that same area. And let's do another little piece of this. And I'll check and see if any of my stickers work. Oh, that's cute. This butterfly has the lower wings are this pink pattern right there. So I'll put it like that. And now I'm gonna probably pitch those. Let's see what we need here. I need a baby squirrel because that's Ava, and I've got all my squirrels that Suzanne Madison sent me. There's a solid pink one, but there may be too much solid pink going on in there. I think I'm going to, well, let's have one coming this way, and I'll put it at the bottom of this set of flowers, and then I'll check for flare. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, we have a little brown one that faces that way, a green one, but I'd rather have one that's running but facing that way. So, because I want it across there. That's not the right. She punched these or die cut these out of a million different pattern papers, and they're just amazing. I would use this one in a minute, but it's going the wrong way. Let's see if that one is solid. That one could work, and it's similar enough to that blue, but I was really hoping for a pattern. So let's pull out some more here. Ooh, there's a cool one that's green, and it could be facing that way, don't you think? What's on the other side? Ooh, that's interesting. I could do that. There's a vellum one. Let me pull out some more. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. It's from a mixed media sheet. It's got a glittery kind of paint finish on it. And I'm gonna curl his little tail up so that there's some dimension there. And he's looking at the butterflies, not at Ava, which is different from what I usually do. Let me get these back in because they'll end up on the floor. And isn't this amazing? I mentioned that I think I mentioned to Adam that I needed squirrel flair. And she said, I can make you some squirrels. Let's see what kind of flair I have here that works. I like that stripe. It kind of has all the colors in it, but I think I'm gonna go for these leaves. And I'm gonna go for a hot pink or red. Ooh, how about this one that has the hot pink with the orange dots? Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And something else, I could do a fox. That's a flare made with the proceeds going to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's, and John was, at the time that those were issued, John was living with Parkinson's. Let's see, where do I want to put this? I'm going to put this one here. I'll put this one up here. Maybe right there. I love that orange and pink together. I remember when, in the 80s, I think it was, that was a really hot color combination for clothing. And I looked at the clothes that were coming out. I was in the corporate world and I was wearing suits, and there were some things that came out that I thought, oh my God, who would wear that? And I didn't really embrace that color. It was kind of jarring to me at the time. I didn't embrace the color combination until I got into scrapping, and I absolutely love pink and orange, hot pink and bright orange together. Okay, so we put that right in there. I'm going to raise the ticket as well, and so right there we've got the pink and the orange, and just for grins we have red. So I think I'm done, and I will do some journaling about when I get the photo. I'll do some journaling about where that was taken. It was Chattanooga Children's Museum in I want to say July of 2014. So thank you for watching, and I will include links for everybody else who's going off the board and bringing their Pinterest. Has that thing been in the way the whole time? I hope not. Anyway, I'll have links so that you can follow everybody else who's doing the hop this month, and I'll see you next month for more off the board fun. And every day this week I'm going to be using page kits that I came up with my leftovers from Scrap Backwards. And so I'll have, I might have videos every day for that. So thanks for watching. Bye.